So Skyward Sword HD is out. I've been able to play it a little bit. I actually played it on stream this last weekend, and I think I'm going to be playing it and streaming more consistently. So if you want to hang out with me while I play or even play along with me, I'll leave the link to my Twitch channel in my description. I also started a second channel that I'm going to be re-uploading all of my Twitch streams to, so if Twitch isn't really your thing or if you just miss a stream and want to be caught up, you can go find them there. I do think I may have messed up on recording my last one and it might be lost forever. I'm going to try to get it back, but just in case I can't, all of the future streams will be uploaded there. Alright, so with those announcements out of the way, hello everybody, I'm Nintera, and today I want to talk about my first impressions of Skyward Sword HD.
The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword HD.
First, we'll go ahead and talk about the most important part of any HD remaster, the graphics. This game looks beautiful. When Skyward Sword first came out, I remember not being a huge fan of the art style, but to be fair, it was probably difficult to make out the art style when I could count the pixels on my TV. I honestly didn't remember Skyward Sword being so low definition until a little while ago when I needed to go back and get some gameplay footage for a video I was making. But the first time that I turned on Skyward Sword HD, I was completely amazed. It's the same reaction I had to turning on Wind Waker HD for the first time, and that game just looked absolutely stunning. The pastel, watercolory look of Skyward Sword looks so amazing in HD. The colors seem brighter, the world is crisper, the frame rate is noticeably higher. I love it. I haven't gotten terribly far into the game yet, but in my opinion, Skyward Sword has some of the most visually stunning dungeons in the entire series. So I'm really excited to see locations like the Ancient Cistern or the mining facility in 1080p. Alright, now we have to talk about something that I'm not quite sure how I feel about yet, and that's the new controls. I never really had huge problems with the motion controls in the original game, but I was really excited to try out the new handheld ones. It's really nice to be able to play a game in whatever weird position I end up sitting or laying down in, and not having to worry about my arms having a full range of motion. Also, as I'm going to be streaming Skyward Sword and other people have and will be seeing me play it, I would prefer to not look like a crazy person or be sweating from physical activity on camera. That's a slight exaggeration, but you know what I mean. But then I picked up the training sword in the sparring hall, and I think I'm worse at using the handheld controls than the motion controls. One of the first things I did was hit this swinging log to try to do a thrust attack at it and got immediately knocked on my butt. I'm thinking this may be a bad omen for my future with the handheld controls. So far, I end up exhausting myself by accidentally doing spinning attacks and backflip attacks because I'm flicking the right stick too quickly. It took me a couple tries to do the spin attack for the first time when I was trying to do it, but now I just end up doing it on accident constantly. Another issue I have with the handheld controls is that when you're using them, the right stick of course becomes tied to swinging your sword, but that means that it can no longer be used to move the camera around. So the only way to manipulate the camera is by Z-targeting to look in front of you. I think I'm going to try switching between the handheld controls and the motion controls to see which ones I like better, but honestly having full control of the camera may be enough on its own for me to choose motion controls. I'm pretty bad at the handheld controls, so switching back to motion controls may just be a win-win for me. If you've gotten the chance to play Skyward Sword HD so far, let me know down in the comments how you feel about the controls and which ones you're using. I think I still need some more time playing the game to test them out and see how I feel after I've gotten used to them. So now I want to talk about a couple things that aren't technically part of the game, but that I do feel affect the experience. So one of the biggest issues that people had with Skyward Sword HD before it even came out was the price. 10 years ago, Skyward Sword was released for the Wii for $50. Then, 5 years ago, it came out digitally on the Wii U for $20. And now we can get the remaster 10 years after the original release for $60. So I think the price is a little extravagant for what this game is, but I also think that Nintendo saw an opportunity to sell a full-priced remaster to a Zelda fanbase that has grown a lot in the last couple years. Skyward Sword had pretty low sales numbers compared to other games in the series, so the millions of people that never bought Skyward Sword but did buy Breath of the Wild kind of present a whole new market for Nintendo to release this game into. From the position of a huge company, why wouldn't they sell it at full price? They know we're gonna buy it. I'm willing to bet that more copies of Skyward Sword HD will be sold than the original. So yeah, it's kind of annoying for those of us who have bought the game before, but I would bet that the majority of people who buy Skyward Sword HD will not have ever purchased the original game. For me, personally, I thought the price was worth it to be able to play this game on the Switch, and it also reinvigorated my love for a game that I actually haven't played in years. Another thing that I know some people were upset about was the quality of life improvement that Nintendo locked behind an extra expensive amiibo. I'm kind of bothered by it in that I think paying for a full price game should generally give you access to everything that game has to offer. I don't like the trend that big companies are leaning into where big parts of a game aren't included in the $60 price tag. Seems pretty greedy and annoying, but in this case I'm not really worried about it. The statues that you use to take to the sky are all over the place, and when I was playing the original game, I never wished I could jump into the sky without going to one of the bird statues. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by not getting the amiibo. Yeah, I'm annoyed by it, but I don't think that they're hiding an integral part of the game behind DLC, so I'm not really going to worry about it. So, in conclusion, I've only played Skyward Sword HD for a few hours, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I know that this video had some complaining in it, but I just wanted to talk about the big things that are different between the original game and the remaster. I really love Skyward Sword. The story is top-notch, the characters are amazing, and there are some great dungeons that I'm super excited to see again. I'll probably do a more in-depth Skyward Sword review once I have a chance to play the game some more, but for now, these are my first impressions of Skyward Sword HD. Also, I didn't really know where this fits in the video, but I just noticed that we start with 6 hearts in Skyward Sword instead of 3. What is this madness? That's gotta be illegal or something. We start with 3 hearts in Zelda games. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It's not right. So let me know how you're liking Skyward Sword HD in the comments down below. And don't forget that if you want to hang out with me while I'm playing Skyward Sword HD, I'm going to be streaming the whole thing on Twitch. It'd be pretty cool if you went and followed me over there, and then you can see when I'm live. I think my tentative plan for now is to stream on Mondays and Saturdays, and then, my videos will be uploaded Wednesdays or Thursdays, so there's kind of a even distribution of my content throughout the week. Because I do post Legend of Zelda videos on this channel every single week, so if you want to be notified when those are uploaded, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I also plan a D&D live stream on Twitch. It's every Friday night at about 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, so you can check that out if you're into D&D. I'll have those links in my description also. Whew, okay, with all of that out of the way, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next week. Bye!